time is now. I'm Gator, aka, and I will be gut level. First of all, fellas, bro, my nig, ladies, we gotta do better. I'm here to bring it all out, okay? We gotta do better. There's a major disconnect, preferably in our black community, between us men and women, more times than not, okay? We gotta do better. There's so many groups of people doing so many different things. I'm trying to figure out where to start. We're moving farther apart when we should be moving closer together. There's a large group of women that, like I said, in the black community, that feel like they don't need no man. Then there's a large group of men, fellas, bro, that feel like all women are the same. There is good people out here. There's good chivalry. Like, we gotta start being more fair to each other. Fellas, bro, some of us feel like most women or all ain't shit. We gotta treat the actual black woman better. The female is special, okay? Just dogging a bitch out, nah, that don't get it. That don't, just not just any and every woman that you come across. There is some women out here that deserve to be played because they spend more time playing men. They'd rather play a man than be with a man. Not all, but more times than not, there's a lot of that going on. You women, a lot of you women, not all. Notice what I'm saying. Not all, some, more than half. I want to say more than half. You got a lot of these women, you feel like you don't need a man. Why is that? Because the men that you picked dogged you out? Yeah, this is Gator, and I'm gonna be gut level. Just because the men that you picked don't mean all men ain't shit, okay? 51 to 55% of us men are single and suitable with no kids, okay? 80% of the marriages in our community is initiated by women, more times than not. So that means, based on your feelings, you're the one mostly leaving the relationships. You're the one mostly wrecking your homes. You got to do better. Just because you're emotional don't mean you get to have everything in the world. It's always your way. And a lot of you women, there's a large group of you women that always got to be right. You're in your masculinity. You're too dominant. You can't control your mouth. You mouthy. Ladies, most of us men, listen, I know a lot of times we grow up with animalistic creatures. You mature faster than us. You do. Most of us men don't fully mature or grow up until we get in our early 30s. That is a fact. Fellas, my nig, bro, yes, women mature faster than us. They do. We're not ready for serious relationships, serious decisions in our life till we get in our early 30s. Women are ready at 21. They're ready for serious stuff. Okay? Yeah. And all of you younger women that, listen, the new relationship should be age gap. You shouldn't be in a relationship 4, 5, and 6, and 7 years with somebody and not be married. Between 7, 8 months, not more than 2 years, there should be a marriage on the table and a prenup. Whoever making the most money, the other one sign a prenup between 5 and 15%. Yeah, you might don't know a person that well in 18 months, but it should be on the table. 5 to 15%. That should be the new thing. 5 to 15% prenup. That way, it's about leverage. Life is about people and relationships. You got to be fair. If you're not being fair, then you're being lopsided. Then you're disingenuous. The person that you're dealing with, it's not coming from a genuine place. If you're using somebody or getting over somebody, it's not a genuine place. Listen, karma is real. Energy is real. We got to do better. Fellas, tell me about your situation. I'll tell you where your girl is at. My nigga, tell me your situation. I'll tell you where your wife is at. Bro, tell me your situation. I'll tell you where your girl is at. Ladies, tell me your situation. I'll tell you where your husband is at. Okay? Women, tell me your situation. I'll tell you where your man is at. And also, another thing too, we got to stay within our rank. We got to stay within our rank. And being average, there's nothing wrong with being average. If you're a 5 and you're average and you're decent looking, it's okay. But you're not supposed to have a dime piece. People a lot of times, more times than not, I'm not saying always, but more times than not, people are as faithful as their options. I'm going to repeat that, okay? People are as faithful as their options. So if you can look in the mirror and honestly, deep down inside, know that you're not, it's a lot to be a dime piece, okay? And a lot of people that are dime pieces, they're set in their ways. They're bougie, or they think they bougie, or they might be real pretty, but they got a bad attitude. So they play a lot of people because they can, because they're pretty and they got a lot of options. But if you're a 5 or you're a 6, fellas, stay in your rank. Don't try to go for that dime. Yeah, you can smash a couple dimes here and there, but those are one-offs. Stay in your ranks. Listen, if you ain't got all your stuff together, your basics in order, where you got your own place, your own car, and you're making your own money, you don't have to be making 6 figures. But at the bare minimum, don't come into a woman's life unless you can add value to her situation. Ladies, okay? I know you come across a lot of guys that you consider not to be shit, but I'm telling you, the energy is real. You don't have to play or get over on every nigga or every guy or every gentleman. If a guy is respecting you, yeah, he's not a dime piece. Yeah, he ain't the finest thing in the world. But we're not supposed to be pretty. You are. You're the woman. Men are not supposed to be that fucking pretty. Okay? You don't have to have the most finest man on your arm. He ain't going upside your head. He respect you. He don't treat you like shit. And he look out for you. Okay? That's a good foundation to start off of. Don't treat all men the same, because there are some suitable guys, and stop overlooking the nice guy. Okay? I'm gonna give you some numbers. 80% of the single mothers, listen to me, 80% of the single mothers, the children is born out of wedlock, meaning you just had a baby, but you didn't get married. And say that again, meaning you just had a baby by this guy or this nigga or whatever, but you didn't get married. You ever notice a lot of guys you see or interact with, they got like 4, 5, 6 baby mamas? That's because 80% of those children, guess who are the baby daddies? Only 20% of the men. Let me say that again. 51 to 55% of us men are single, suitable, and available with no children. Okay? 30% of us black men in the community are married. Only 1 in 4 women will be married. And this has been going on for the last 50, 60 years. It's bad. The next higher group of women that's married is the white race. They married at a 51 to 55%. So you going to school to get your bag and get all this education. White people go to college to get a husband. Okay? Black women go to college to prove they don't need a man. And then what you gonna do about your kids and your son, your girls? You're gonna raise your sons up to pick the same type of from the same type of women that's going on around here. Do you want that for your son? Like, think. You got to be better. It's all about being more fair. Okay? Ladies, we are visual creatures. A lot of us men, your face and your body, it matters to us. That's what we judging. We don't care about your money, your education, because you ain't giving us no money. Most women don't like to give men money. So no matter how much you accomplish, if you don't want to be alone, I'm telling you, when it's time for you to retire and be 65, you gotta have a certain nest egg. When you can't work anymore, from 65 to 85, you should have a nice nest egg. Some people say you should have $1 million just stacked between 65 and 85 to live, but that's not necessarily the case. But you need to have some money stashed away. That's why it's always better with 2 adults in the household. And then on top of that, kids get the best possible outcomes when there's 2 adults in the household. What is up with this? You don't want nobody else in the household with you and the kids? What is up with that? Don't you know kids respond to a man in the household? They do better in school. They come out the house better. They go in society better. You trying to run this parade like you don't need nobody. Yeah, a lot of you women, I'm talking to you. You're trying to run this parade like you don't need nobody. When teenagers when they start being teenagers and they start getting a mind of your own, you need that man in the house. Stop saying you don't need no man around. And then what's this about? I don't need no man around my kids. That is, you got to get rid of that. Because if you got baby fathers that don't never come around their kids are not stupid. They feed off of a man's presence. Okay? They want that authority. A lot of the young women grow up and they start dating men because they haven't had no father figure around. So they dealing with men not only for comfort and support, but they're dealing with them because they're starting to be in a woman. They're starting to, we're visual creatures. Everybody is sexually active. Not everybody. But we got to do better. Ladies, stop trying to play men. Fellas, all women ain't shit. Don't treat them all the same. This is Gator. I'm going to be gut level. This is just the beginning. So tune in. Tell me your situation. I'll tell you where your significant other at. So I'm signing off. Get ready, because it's coming. The real. And I'm not keeping it real, because when you keep it real, you only speak from your mind. But when you be gut level like me, I'm going to speak from here. So it's going to come in the rawest form. Stay tuned.